protest for that very reason. So this is a game changer. The second thing that's happening, I think, is that you're seeing the mask of repression. It's showing a lot more. The fact that the security is becoming a lot more intensified, the fact that you're actually seeing arrests today, the fact that they're pulling people over who are just driving by, some people who don't even really know what's going on, the fact that you see people who are honking and then like the cops will like pull them over like down the road. I mean, this is all something genuinely new, and this is also something genuinely frightening. So that's why this is becoming a legitimate story, and that's why more and more people are becoming interested in it. Michael, you want?
By the way, it's got to be about 400 people now, 500. It's a lot bigger than I thought. Now that I'm standing out here, there's about, what, 250 yards of just solid people. There's more on the other side, more coming. They're not stopping people coming here. And I've been told the backlash to them trying to keep us from getting here, that people all over the country are coming now. What do you make of that? And then,
well, it's remarkable because, one, this isn't a very convenient location. I mean, it's not like there's parking nearby or that it's easy to get here. People are getting dropped off from a long ways away and then walking over. I think this kind of builds to my point. Once they open up this debate, it's a bad thing because people see it, they become interested, they start showing up. Right. And now that they actually have to argue against it, that's something they really can't win, just by the fact that they have to argue against it.
Absolutely, Michael Thompson.
Well, I guess the only thing I would add is that right now one of the top movies in the world is The Avengers. Who's all seen The Avengers? Everyone seen it? Did anybody wonder why the American government wasn't in that? It was some shadowy organization that overheld the Shield. Anybody notice that? Alex, we were talking about that.
No, it's like NATO, and now the UN and NATO say they run our military treasonously. The SecDef gets up there and tells Congress, no, we might come to you, but the UN gives the orders. Obama says it, and that's what all the movies and children's shows, it's all shadowy global groups. Yeah. It's like Cobra runs things. Basically, Cobra took America over. Go ahead.
Sorry. Well, and on that point, yes, Cobra.
You gotta go with it, man.
I gotta go with it. The main point is the United States military refused to work with the Avengers film because they couldn't figure out who exactly is S.H.I.E.L.D. working for. And this is, and the military work with Battleship. I mean, that Rihanna film. But, they're not working with the Avengers. The point is, that film brought a lot of the aspects that, Alex talks about. Alex is doing such a great job, and I know he appreciates all you guys coming here and all that he's doing.
Keep going. Just get that mic close.
Okay. I know that, a lot of people over the years have laughed at the type of things that are being discussed here, that you guys are coming out to report on. The facts remain on our side. I'll say that without a doubt. The facts remain on our side, and as more and more people are becoming aware and realizing what's transpiring behind closed doors, you're going to start seeing more and more people want to join this group.
Yeah, and I think what's really important to remember now, when you're seeing this with the security, you're seeing this with the debate that's actually being happened, the mask is being ripped off. And now they're not even bothering to disguise it anymore. The agenda is there for all to see. And it's just a question of, at this point, whose side are you on?
Tell us about the reportage going on at WorldNet Daily.
Well, we were around here yesterday. I talked with Adam Kokesh, who some of you might know, and some other liberty activists. We talked with some of the protesters yesterday. We got some video of the interactions, shall we say, with the police and the security and everything else. And I think what's interesting about this is, I mean, now, yeah, you have the Associated Press coming and everything else, but the only real reporting that's being done as far as telling what the actual story is, it's independent reporting, mostly web-based reporting. WND is proud to be a part of that, but it's frankly a lot of citizen journalism as well. And I think what's really changing here is more and more people, I mean, people say this all the time, it's almost become a cliche about how the mainstream media is being ignored, but now it's getting to the point where you have major stories that they literally will not cover, actively refuse to cover.
They won't even talk about Michelle Obama or where she's going on vacation now.
Right. And more people are genuinely aware of this. I mean, you look at the comments, and on any online news story or even a YouTube video or anything like that, you are really seeing this whole underground narrative that's spreading among the American people. This does represent something genuinely new and genuinely exciting.
I agree. You guys want to duck into the woods here?
Whatever.
Oh, really? They don't even let you duck into those now?
Find out.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, let's go over here.
To the woods.
Oh, hey, a tarp. Hey, a little water doesn't bother us, but sure, we're all getting under here. But I mean, think about the magnitude of the fact that the system bet the farm on the fact that there's no shadow group, there's no foreign banks that want to take over, and now it's in the Economist magazine. We need technocrats that are unelected to run things. They have unelected bankers running most of the European countries now. Most of the laws are now. Thank you guys, you're awesome. I don't mind some rain, but it'll short our equipment. All of this is happening, and the shroud is being pulled back.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I agree. I mean, one thing I've noticed since yesterday is that they've moved the barricades. So you can't even get up close to the entrance now. Tomorrow, you're expecting, what, 2,000 people? A couple thousand people?
Who knows? Most people say they can't come till Friday night or Saturday or Sunday. Right. They got jobs.
Even with the right now, for people who are just listening, it's thundering and lightning in a second, and now it's pouring rain, but there's still easily double the people who were here yesterday.
That was about 250 yesterday. I got to say, conservatively, 500 and more are walking up all the time.
Right.
Get here, folks. Be part of history.
And here's the thing to remember, especially just looking at the headlines. What's going on in Europe is kind of the model for what is being planned for the United States. Right now, people in Europe can discuss openly, people in Britain talk about this all the time, the fact that most of their laws are not made by
83%. 83%.
Right. And what you're seeing in what you saw in Greece with the reaction of the voters there and the reaction of voters in other places is this kind of furious populist reaction to the idea that they're not even in charge of their own financial destiny anymore. Yep. And that debate is coming here, and it's a debate that can't be pushed away. And to show that this isn't a conspiracy theory, this is just the simple facts, you just got to glance at the headlines of the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times about what's going on there, or the Economist for that matter.
This is a great parable of life. All the patriots come together, and in seconds, we have a giant umbrella for everybody. Folks are awesome. And it's going up by our heat like a hot air balloon. Yeah.
I gotta say, the crowd here. This has the atmosphere of a college football tailgate. It's exciting. I mean, this is history, as you said, Alex. And
it's everybody coming together. It's not about left or right. It's about liberty. It's about freedom. It's about controlling our own destiny and not being slaves. Yeah. It's about 1776.
Well, I think Alex popularized a phrase, and it's something that needs to be said again and again and again. The answer to 1984 is 1776, and never forget that.
And that's why they're afraid. They are afraid. I mean, listen, I got this from our source. They just said, yeah, I heard them cussing Ron Paul, and they get real mad when they come through and get bullhorned. The Bilderbergers just kind of, that's Ron Paul people, because they understand that's folks that are awake, anti-globalist, anti-New World Order, patriots, old line like constitutionalists. But Tucker's source, and Tucker's always impeccable, said they were, yesterday, seconds after we bullhorned, like a minute after, they were yelling and going, I want Ron Paul and all those people on a plane, and I want to have a Muslim extremist blow it up. I mean, that shows how upset Bilderberg is. They are angry. What do you say to that?
One is tempted to remind people of Larry McDonald and say, look, maybe
we were talking about that just the other day. That's why I brought it up. Tell folks about Larry McDonald.
Well, for those of you...
By the way, skip the break.
For those of you guys who don't know, Larry McDonald was former head of the John Birch Society, a Democratic congressman out of the South. I believe, and he was the man who I believe Ron Paul said was his political role model when he got started.
Yeah, the real one, not even Barry Goldwater.
He was from Cobb County, Georgia, which at that point was, it used to be the most conservative place in America, which Newt Gingrich ended up taking his seat.
No, it wasn't Gingrich. The point is, he was like...
They cut it in half, but go ahead. Tell the story.
Well, the main point is the American Conservative Union rated him to this day still one of the top conservative voting congressmen, though he was a Democrat. And in 1983, he was going to a event down in South Korea to commemorate the end of the Korean War with Jesse Helms and Orrin Hatch. And they were on a plane, a connecting flight in Alaska. For some reason, Senator Hatch and Senator Helms get off and take a later flight. Well, Congressman McDonald gets on the flight, and it's shot down over Russian airspace. The initial media report stated that it landed safely on Sakhalin Islands. Day later, it turns out everyone's dead. There's no, they have no wreckage. They can't find anything. It's lost at sea.
Bilderberg likes to do it, and so now they're like, I want to put him and his supporters on a plane and claim a Muslim extremist blew it up.
Yeah, they don't have the Soviet Union anymore, so now it'll be Muslim extremist. I think that when people talk about these kinds of things, even they use this kind of rhetoric. I mean, this distrust of the establishment, this trust of the establishment of both parties. I mean, people's fear of dispossession, economically, politically, the loss of control over their own lives. You see more and more of this every single day. And it is now getting to the point where people can no longer afford to be comfortable. Your jobs are being shipped overseas. Your jobs are being taken away from you. Your pensions are going to be taken away from you.
Our tax money pays to ship it overseas.
Right. I mean, the people who rule you hate you. And you have to get that through your head. The people who rule you absolutely despise you. And they're very angry when they hear any kind of dissent whatsoever. And so I don't really put anything past them.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're talking about killing Ron Paul, folks. We can spin this as they're joking in there. They are in cussing fits. And the people working in there, because we got this directly from the lobby area, here are these world leaders just like really saying horrible things about Ron Paul and laughing about how they want to kill him and how they can do it. This should be investigated, but so should the Logan Act they're in there violating. Anything else you wanted to add about that?
No, I just want to say to everyone here, keep doing a great job. Keep fighting for the truth. That's all that matters in this world, is fighting for the truth and fighting for your posterity. That's why back in 1776, our founding fathers signed that document that said they're fighting for their life, liberty, and their sacred honor, and it was for their posterity, and that's what we are, guys. So don't stop.
Absolutely. And go ahead.
The one thing I would say is, people are talking about the Logan Act and all these other laws that they're breaking and everything else. It's remarkable about how overt that it now is. It's remarkable how they're not even bothering to conceal anything anymore. And I think if you can take one thing away from all of this is the fact that the mask is off. The agenda is there for all to see. There's no disguising it anymore. And so the only question is, what are you going to do about it?
I agree with you. And by the way, I'm going to talk to the network real quick. Great job, guys. WMD.com. I'm Alex Jones of Infowars.com. Here with my crew, with the great folks. Ooh, that audio's neat. I can hear the water pitter-patting on top. Rob Dew, how's everything going there at Command Center Office?
It is sounding great, Alex. It's great that you're there with WorldNet Daily and others that are exposing this. That was a great piece on Larry McDonald and his history. I am now searching AP news feeds, all of their feeds, to see if they are reporting on Bilderberg. I have yet to see anything yet, but we do have some articles. Pravda did a pretty good article on you. They mentioned you and RT and others that are there. The Guardian's Charlie Skelton are doing their best to report on the situation.
Pravda for truth when it was always the opposite of truth. And then, but I mean, we do have Salon. We do have the Washington Post was out here. London Guardian's been doing actually a pretty good job. So a lot of coverage of Bilderberg. They are not happy, but we'll see what happens with the Washington Post and AP. Yeah,
this is great because this is all we have to do. Just keep exposing it, keep putting it on. We are about to go to break. We do have Aaron Dykes' okay.
Yeah, we skipped our break, guys.
All right, we are skipping it. Aaron Dykes' article on Gary Kasparov, Bilderberg hopes to checkmate Russia, is up. You can read about that with some how the former chess champion is now going to be. It seems like he's going to be king-made here at Bilderberg. There's also an article about Mitch Daniels from the Journal-Gazette, and written by Nikki Kelly out of the Journal-Gazette. Daniels among Secret Forum's VIP attendees. Governor Mitch Daniels is on a short list of well-connected individuals attending the super-secret Bilderberg meeting in Virginia. So it is getting out there. It continues. The shadowy group of small, flexible, informal, and off-the-record international forum in which different viewpoints can be expressed and mutual understanding enhanced, according to its website. And if you saw earlier watching the video, Alex, there's a quick rainstorm, and they all got under some plastic to keep the equipment from getting wet.